Welcome to Sad Boys, a podcast about feelings and other things also. I'm Jarvis.
I'm Jordan. When you're doing the intro and I'm like doing finger guns and stuff to the other cameras back and forth, does that make it into the edit, or is that all for me? If I ever do that,
usually I start on the wide camera. So.
What about one
So it
episode?
just looks like you're looking at someone and going, pow, pow, pow.
What about when
Jesus Christ.
That was louder than a real gun. Subsonic rounds.
what about when before we start recording when Jordan is saying all those slurs? Does that make it into the edit?
Well, we're partly kidding because we were just listening to a series of racist Christmas songs.
Tis the season. This is coming out this Friday.
Any fellow fans of the Fallout video game series may be familiar with the song and I will paraphrase as best I can. It does include Bingo Bango Bongo, I'm so happy in the Congo I refuse to go. Happy in the jungle I refuse to go. And then later references the Congo. I highly recommend checking it out.
I was zoned out. And then I started hearing the song, and I was like, what is... Because we were listening to Christmas music.
Yeah, I wanted to keep the energy
And
up.
then you were like, I got just the thing.
I love music.
I requested All I Want for Christmas Is You
Mhm.
and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from the NSYNC Christmas album.
Yeah.
And you were like, I know just the vibe.
I know what
you were like
you'd
a regular Spotify AI
Yeah.
algorithm.
Pushing up my glasses like in an anime, like, did somebody say racism? No?
Yeah, they didn't.
Okay, well, now
I mean, someone
did.
somewhere did, I guess. You
Yeah.
technically just did.
This reminds me of racism.
There are a lot of racist Christmas songs specifically.
Yes.
Yes, that some people are dissatisfied with, say, the gift that they received, a song that you introduced us to called My Hat Is Too Big.
The hat I got for Christmas is too big.
But the big
fact
is
that-
not spelled B-I-G, it's spelled phonetically
Yeah.
to the racism it's doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
It's too B-E-E.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Because it's the guy who does the voice for Daffy Duck
And Speedy Gonzalez.
and Speedy Gonzalez. And he's basically doing Speedy, and he's a white guy.
Yeah.
And he's doing
Mel Blanc.
Speedy Gonzalez voice for this song. And it's racist to even sing it because in order to make the sounds rhyme, you have to use the accent.
And otherwise, it sounds like the most innocuous song ever because it's just us going, I got a hat, it's too big.
Right. Yeah, you look at the lyrics and you like snapshot it and you go, people have gone too woke. What is this? There's nothing racist about this song. And then you listen to it and you're like, oh,
It's like an old single called like Vinegar, and then you listen to the way that they walk
Right.
through the word.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
And
Vinajar. It's very offensive in that regard.
the saddest thing about all these songs, they're extremely catchy and they
they're the
get
best,
stuck in
yeah.
your head.
I know. So now I'm nervous. I'm just going to accidentally pop one off.
Oh, dude. Sorry? Oh, no, he's popping one off.
I'm popping one off. Dude.
Inappropriate. How the hell are you, dude? What's up? I mean, we saw each other yesterday. So.
I am. Well, we didn't. I was waiting for this show to talk about it. I've been. Haven't played Magic in a few days, which is a long time.
I
Something-
can tell because
wrong.
you're shaking. You've got cold turkey.
Because I've been playing old school RuneScape again for the first time in maybe 2.5, 3 years.
You were clean.
I was
2
clean.
years clean.
But it's league season, which is it's a time every year where Jagex fires up some brand new servers. They create like fun, like a remix of like the normal game mode. Everyone's an Iron Man. You can't trade. There's dramatically increased experience rates, but to top it all off, one more thing is it's region locked. So like there's a huge task list and you like start with a starting region. And as you do tasks like fish, tin, shrimp, and Lumbridge or whatever, you gain access to new areas. And then you also gain access to very overpowered relics that give you things like making your attack speed like twice what it is in the normal game. For like, let's say it'll be like weapon attack speed is halved or like doubled basically. So weapons that weren't viable are now fast enough that they're like the best in slot option. So there's a lot of creativity, and then there's a
it's
lot
like
of
a roguelike build where
it's
as
very
you play it,
roguelike.
the pace is escalating really
and then
quickly.
there's also just kind of very interesting like metas that develop that are emergent because you were in such a combination of different, like my regions right now are you start in Lumbridge, and this is for any of the RuneScape heads there. You started in Lumbridge, and then I chose. You have to choose Karamja as your second region, but then I chose Mauritania, Turanwin, and Fremnik. And those regions, and there's like 9 regions total or something like that. And so you can't choose them all. And so I don't have like a great way to train Herblore. But I do have really great combat options, and they created these new bosses. So basically, there's just like it's a seasonal
You're mining
thing
the
that they
crypto
do.
down there right now, we should say.
Oh yeah,
it's
dude! I've
active
got got the Karambwan fishing happening over in Brimhaven.
It's right. Your emails are also in frame. And
No, that it's
Some
not actually
interesting-
from my doctor. That's just the name of the contact.
okay, because
I know what you're gonna say.
well, the content of that email is way worse
Well,
because it says my dad.
uh-huh.
Wait, you're emailing my dad?
Yeah, we
How's
talk.
he doing?
He's good.
John, what's up, dude?
That's well. Now you're just reading the email. I just said, I said, John, what's up, dude?
What's good, bro? That what would that do to our friendship? If
Something
you just
weird.
pen pals with my dad. It's like, what's up?
Yeah, I was talking to John, and he said you don't call him enough.
Yeah, don't always know.
What if John said he was proud of Jarvis?
Huh. I guess that's
Yeah.
nice. You'd be having more comms with him, so I wouldn't have like you'd have more to go on.
Right.
God, I hope he wouldn't listen to the podcast.
Ooh.
It'd be a nightmare.
What if my dad gave you both kisses on the forehead?
Would he do that?
Yeah, he's Greek. He loves to do that sort of thing.
Is he? How tall is he?
He's shorter than both of you.
Okay, so we're kind of
5'11".
we're being amenable. Like we're going now.
We pledge our allegiance to the king.
My ex,
Sir Jarvis.
the first time my ex met,
Sorry, I mean I say we're fighting for feet space.
we both want to put our feet on the. When my ex first met my dad, the very first time they met, my dad gave him a kiss on the forehead and a hug. And when we were driving home, my ex was like, my dad's never even hugged me before.
Wow.
And your dad kissed me on the forehead. I was like, that's just the man he
Yeah,
is.
and your dad is gay, dude. This is crazy. I don't know if you knew this.
I come from 2 Greeks and Cubans both love kisses.
Kisses on the forehead.
We're just kind of.
Cubans do the
Yeah.
cheek kisses.
I think it's just kind of the less white, the less affectionate. It's almost like it's like a pretty active push away, and then even the little Mediterranean spice will add back in some like physical affection because it feels like I don't like this in myself, but I've had to overcome a degree of just like this is wrong repulsion, I guess, not because it's gross, but because it's like, well, I can't hugging for too long, and it's not like it's like because what if it implies that I'm not like a cool straight guy, but more so just like, well, you can't. Well, anything could happen. You hug someone too long, you go to jail.
That's what they say in England.
It's
Though.
against the rules.
Also,
You hug someone too long, you go to jail.
Also, the less white, the less affection. I don't know if that one holds up to scrutiny, but
I feel
Oh wait,
like
no, I said I must have misphrased. I mean, like the less white, the more affectionate.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, you said the other way around.
I'm so far. I've slept 10 hours in the last 5 days. I checked my tracker. I don't know. Just not slept with heavy sleep drugs.
Do you want me to swaddle you?
Sorry?
you probably need a swaddling.
Well, at 2 months,
I forgot we were hanging out with the baby expert over here.
Yeah.
This is
I
baby
think
friend.
people don't
At
realize.
2 months, they want to hang out with me, but
Let me
they're
text them.
starting to not want to hang out with me. They're starting to develop their own personalities. They can hold their head up.
At 2 months old, like babies have to learn how to digest. It's crazy. Like
Yeah, that's stupid.
sometimes they like get mad because they have to fart and they don't know how to. It's
I've been there.
I
Yeah.
recently ran out of lactate, and I'll tell you.
I've like sometimes I'm like thinking I got to fart and I'm impatient, so I go, here it goes. I'm alone, and then it'll just be like,
Oh, snake eyes.
dice come out of my butt
Yeah, that's what it was.
because I ate a poker table.
I gotta stop eating that. I think I'm allergic to felt and dice.
It turns out, Doc, what's my issue?
Have you been eating? Is this a card? Is it yours?
How'd you know? Wait a second.
Wow.
Wow. And that was behind my ear?
God,
Weird.
Wait, did you ever try getting in close-up magic?
Of course I did.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother.
I mean, okay. So growing up, Russell was the close-up magic one.
That makes even more sense.
But I do have a few tricks, you know? Like if given a deck of cards, I can I can make some magic happen.
my best friend was a Marine, so I'm like pretty good.
Yeah.
Don't you think the childhood magic to adult comedian pipeline is strong?
Yeah, I think
Absolutely,
so.
yes.
Yeah.
Because
Class clown is kind of adjacent to it.
if you go to like the Magic Castle, I feel like a lot of them are like, I also dabble in comedy.
Yeah, there is lots of crossover. It's all just like general performance stuff, but when you're a little kid,
That's my daddy's general performance.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your performance, good sir.
But it's like when you're a little kid, you like magic is the only performance that you really have at your disposal, other than like singing.
I do think there's something, especially when when you're younger and you don't really know what it is that you want to express. There's something comforting to like a craft or a trade where it's like, I will never ever do it. So feel free to steal the idea. But for years and years and years, I've thought about making a short documentary about like the genesis of Fedora Kids, where I was almost a Fedora kid and I lived thousands of miles away from the convention of that.
You being almost a Fedora kid has always felt true to me in my bones. I don't know. Like, it seems like you were almost the kid that like wears a full suit in high school.
Me.
Yeah. You put on like a blazer once and you were like, oh, that feels good. And you were like, no, I can't. It looks at you like the Green Goblin mask.
Dude, I saw the laser pointer. And I was
right. Whoa.
Okay, I'm now. If it were not for school uniforms, I was saved by school uniforms.
You were almost a guy who has a Facebook profile picture that's like Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
Oh, dude. I would.
Black and white.
Heath Ledger's Joker, silhouetted. And it's like some people just want to get jacked and be cool.
Right.
Some people just want to be a fine gentleman, a lay Reddit gold. I was a Redditor. Man, the fedora element, the cultural fedora element, I think it is just.
Cultural fedora is very funny.
This is a very straightforward, very easy
my
rules. You put it on, and now you're a gentleman. And now you have a shortcut to character. Now it's like, yeah, I'm like wise and I have life experience and I don't have to be anxious about how like confused I am about what's happening to me and my lack of ability to feel like secure and self-aware.
You sound like you want one right now.
Well,
it is funny.
Now I am a gentle sir.
Oh.
So
you're now reminding me of somebody I went to college with who would wear like a Newsies cap.
Oh, that's rough.
And
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it was so funny because he was just like the type of guy that just like if you looked at a black and white photo of him, you'd assume it was from 1925.
I don't like the instinct in me to make fun of stuff like that. Because it is.
No, I mean,
if somebody does this kind of stuff now, I'm like, hell yeah.
I don't even want it to be that I'm making fun of it. It's just, it's a part of our own self-discovery.
And it is funny.
I'm
making fun
it's
of
no
the,
different than me
bizarreness.
dressing in like an audio like skate shoe and a belt buckle, like a belt buckle that had the audio logo and wings out, and then having the studded leather belt and a black hoodie, you know.
Whoa. That's kind of scary to wear.
And my Kenny Anderson V2s. That's the name of the skate shoe I used to wear.
Dude, I used to wear pretty much this exact jacket, now I'm realizing in retrospect, with the sleeves rolled exactly the same way. And I didn't, wait, what? I don't like this. I don't like what I'm realizing. I definitely become less ostentatious with like, I feel like when we worked in an office, I had more well, I guess we were also younger, but I had more like anxiety around, am I wearing something that will communicate where I'm at? Am I coding myself? Am I speaking in a way that like, make sure that I'm getting the brand of Jordan that I want to come across.
Yeah,
correctly.
That was like that entire time I was wearing like Uniqlo like button-up shirts.
Yes.
As like my like being a Uniqlo mannequin was like my entire style.
That is I think that is the more accurate description of, at least when we were in it, like contemporary tech fit. And the H&M high color hoodie had kind of faded a little.
Let's be honest, what people want the most this holiday season is to see their favorite people more often, and I'm busy. So thankful. Yeah, sorry, Jordan.
I can't hang out.
Yeah, I'm busy. I can't hang out, but I can show up on your Aura digital picture frame.
Named the number 1, no big deal, digital photo frame by Wirecutter. Aura frames are incredibly smart and easy to use, allowing you to upload unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone.
Plus, if you order the frame online, you can preload it with any photos and videos using the Aura app so that it's ready to go right out of the box.
Aura displays photos in true color and automatically adjusts to match the light level of the room.
Change photos, view details, like photos, and more, all with a simple tap or a swipe on the edge of the frame so you can avoid smudging the frame.
Save on the perfect gift this holiday season by heading to auraframes.com to get $35 off of Aura's best-selling Carver matte frame by using promo code SADBOYS at checkout.
That's auraframes.com, promo code SADBOYS. Now, this deal is exclusive to listeners, so get yours just in time for the holidays. Terms and conditions apply. Mm-hmm.
We still had
Yeah,
it,
when
but
I
it
was
not
coming
nearly as...
into the tech industry, there's this track jacket that I wonder. Can you open up a tab? I don't know if this is going to result in anything. Yelp red track jacket.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's it
Wow.
actually. So this was the old if you went to a career fair, like when I went to the career fair and like talked to people from Yelp, they were wearing this jacket.
It's kind of cool.
And it is big and red and it says Yelp right across the chest. And this was it was a track jacket era in tech. Now change the word Yelp to Palantir, which is a defense contractor that I thought I wanted to work at because I didn't know what they did. Imagine being, yeah, there it is. Imagine being, and there's Peter Thiel, famed evil billionaire. Wait, like right over there. He's in the first row. Famed evil billionaire Peter Thiel wearing one. So imagine being so deep in the tank, so lost in the sauce, me as a 19-year-old, and just so like hyped up on like the tech optimism, we're gonna save the world type
Hope
shit.
punk, yeah.
That like all I wanted was I almost interned at Palantir. I didn't know what they fucking did.
That would have been so fucking funny.
I got a scholarship from them.
Dude.
I quite literally dodged something severe. But this jacket used to be like you have to be real smart to work at that company. They had the hardest it was like literally this whole thing where it was like oh yeah, you got to be so smart.
This is the JV varsity jacket.
They do the hardest interviews. Like I used to wear, oh my God, that I used to wear so much corporate merch in college. I was such a little corporate fanboy.
But I think
yeah,
that's a tech culture thing of that time.
Yeah.
And like when we lived in San Francisco, it was extremely common to see people wearing nothing but the merch from the
San
company they
Francisco is like one of the kind of sub-symptoms of the gentrification of San Francisco is that it's a lot of people that are relatively comfortable, be it financially or just socially or like in a stable career, that moved very recently and are extremely silently self-conscious about knowing that we're a little bit parasitic.
Yeah.
And so
a little bit being the
extremely
what you tell yourself to sleep at
exactly.
night.
You're like, oh, I know it's kind of bad. You know, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And it's like oh well, I give $5 a month to Oxfam. I'm helping out, so it's like fine. And I feel like a lot of the time the move that people make is to invest themselves so emotionally in the craft.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm here and I'm in this culture. I'm in this environment. I'm not one of the, I'm not landlord. I don't like own one of these buildings. I'm not contributing. And then dude, I felt so insular, and it did feel like wearing a fedora.
Yeah.
Like, and not even just I'm a tech guy, but specifically at Patreon, I felt like I was I'm not just a tech guy. I'm actually like helping artists.
Yeah,
and I need to be.
And maybe
here.
it's a certain. I still don't mind like wearing a Patreon shirt because it's like it represents something different now.
I just lost them all.
Yeah, but if it were Facebook, which I do have, like I somewhere like in a box somewhere, I probably have like I remember getting a Facebook shirt and being like, hell yeah, I got a Facebook shirt. Facebook used to be cool, before all this stuff.
Before we knew.
Before we knew.
Before when it was just poking and posting on walls.
Yeah, it's just like I look back at that time and I was like, I was so naive.
But everyone is when they're in their early 20s.
Yeah, but Elon Musk is still like that and he's 50. So
yeah, that's tough. But the man's a genius. You were saying, I mean, I don't like Elon Musk. You were saying he thought he was cool.
Yeah, I was like practicing my X jumps.
That's right. Yes. And your chant, USA. How you fuck that up, dude? He's a parasite. He should be removed with antibiotics.
I mean, truly a parasite who actively, knowingly tried to fool people into thinking that he was a tech genius.
Yeah.
He's like part of the reason that I started to become disillusioned with the tech industry.
Yeah, he spoiled it a little.
Because I was like early to I think I've talked about this before. I was like early to the Elon hater train because I was so close to it. Like I had a roommate that worked at Tesla. I remember spending like a lot of college. He just wasn't as vocal back then. Yeah. Like, but you would hear about stuff he was doing. And it's like, whoa, he's doing a lot of stuff. That's cool. And then, and I think because he hadn't like spoken very much, people were like, oh, okay. Then you start to learn his opinions and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Or he just like says so many things that are dumb. That holds so many strong positions that are like actually stupid, and he like backtracks them and he's like not actually
there's a reason
a consistent
that, like,
person or anything. Like
I think us being around that was we were a little the mainstream consensus had not yet gotten to like all billionaires are scum. It was instead at like there's some benevolent heroes like Bill Gates, you know.
No, literally.
And then we, met some.
I have met billionaires.
They're pretty off-putting.
I went to I've met 2 billionaires. One of them is disgraced. They should all be.
They're disgraced in a way.
One of them was disgraced for like being a sex pest, I think. He was like some exec somewhere, and we went to his house when I was an intern, and it had like a waterfall in it.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Is that Puff Daddy?
And then you know Asana?
Yes. Oh my, so well.
Yeah, exactly. So Dustin Moskovitz is the founder of Asana, and I met him at a thing, and we had friends who worked there and stuff. And he's just like a normal, like, he's like one of those like tech granola billionaires, kind of like, not like Jack Dorsey's level, but like the fact that the company's called Asana and it's like a bunch of white dudes. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. I still use Asana to this day.
Yeah,
for personal projects.
Good product.
Speaking of tech, there's some new tech I think you might like.
But will it bring me closer to the big man upstairs?
Yes, it would.
Crazy you ask.
Okay.
I'm interested. I thought you were gonna kiss him on the forehead.
Come here, you good boy. Well
there
then,
you go. You got it.
You want that?
Yes.
Well, get your own.
What is this? AI Jesus.
AI Jesus.
AI Jesus causes AI Jesus. By the way, sounds like it could be like a rapper. From,
young Jesus, young AI
or
Jesus.
like like the. I'm not gonna name an actual like group, but it was like MPG ASAP Jesus, like
Well, JPEG Jesus.
When Jacob originally wrote this on our little slide deck, he didn't put the dots between A and I, and it looked like Al Jesus. I'm Al Jesus.
I'll fix any sin you got. I'll do whatever I gotta do to make sure you make it to the pearly gates.
Hey, guess who just got a 3D printer? I'm gonna print out pieces for. I'm not gonna say.
Hey, I'm gonna print out some angel wings. Okay.
Don't call me Mr. Jesus. That's my dad upstairs.
That's my dad upstairs.
Call me out.
He's on the second floor. My other dad's in heaven.
I'm GC Junior.
My name's Al.
Hey, was Joseph's last name Christ?
Good question.
Is that why he's Jesus? Is God's last name Christ?
Maybe his last name was of Nazareth.
What does the H stand for?
Holy.
No, that's just so you don't say his name in vain.
Oh.
You're talking about a different guy.
Oh.
Jesus H. Christ.
Michael B. Jordan. Right. So you don't say Michael Jordan.
So you don't say Michael Jordan in vain. Yeah.
Blake Heisenat the third.
Right.
That's so funny.
Is that real? I like don't even know enough
is.
about. I'm not close enough to God.
What if his name was like
Hello.
Jesus Howard Christ? That would be so funny.
Or his real name is
Hector.
his real name is Hector, but he's like it's like a kid in school that does wear a fedora and is like, I'm Shadowblade.
Yeah.
I'm actually going by Blade now.
All right, let's learn about Jesus.
Hey, Jesus.
At the 300-year-old St. Peter's Chapel in Lucerne, Switzerland, inside this confessional booth is an AI-generated version of Jesus Christ.
We've gone too
Still
far.
have the separator.
That
And then also they have a screen. Why don't they
Why
just have
bother?
a fucking iPad
Yeah, why aren't
turned
you
the
just
other
in
way?
there?
Also, I mean, imagine you go in a confessional and the priest is looking at you.
yeah, normally the
Yeah,
priest-
normally
Right.
Jesus isn't visible through the fucking screen.
Hey, what did you do?
I'm sorry, I did it. I did bad.
You did
I
bad.
wore the fedora.
Also, the door to the confessional looked like a secret door. Like,
Yeah, it's
You had
cool.
to know. You had to be in the know.
It looks like one of those like a TikTok you'll see where it's
Can
like,
we look at a
here's
map?
the DIY that I did. Like, is this person a millionaire? They have like an incredible house.
Can we look at a? Yeah, that is a seat. That's like when you press a button in the bookcase. Turns
Yeah,
into a door.
exactly. It's kind of gorgeous. but-
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful. Can we look up where in Switzerland Lucerne is?
Oh, I've been to Lucerne.
Oh my god.
And I've been to Switzerland, so I'm trying to see if I've.
Were
been
you in
close.
Zurich?
I was.
I also
Okay.
went to.
Wait, oh, it's right by Zurich. That's why it looked familiar.
Look out, a plane's gonna hit Zurich.
My one of my interns at Yelp is Swiss, and he grew up in Geneva, and his dad worked at CERN.
Oh, cool.
And then when I went to Zurich, I ended up there's a Google office there, and there's a YouTube team that works on like YouTube Studio that's over there. And so I went to go meet with them, and in the like cafe, I ran into my old intern. Yeah, isn't that so insane?
That's
Dude.
really cool.
I mean, what?
Shout out Daniel.
Switzerland's like a population of like 600 people, so I suppose the
Well, it's
the
just like,
numbers are on
yeah,
your
it's just
side.
like seeing someone. The last time I saw him was in San Francisco, like many years ago, and then I just run into him in fucking Zurich.
Yeah,
You know-
you don't think you'll see your teacher outside of school?
Yeah,
Okay, so we have a sense.
it's very hard
of-
to explain to him that I'm doing YouTube now. He's like, I don't get you, but you used to know about technology, and I was like, I know, dude. I don't know what happened,
You're one of the morons I have to work for.
dude. The AI Jesus that stole my brain.
It's an AI-generated version of Jesus Christ.
Oh, he's moving.
Hello, Jesus.
What's
a
up?
lifelike avatar
Wait,
on
why
his
is
Why
he
does he
white guy?
look like?
answering questions
Hosier?
in
Yeah, I was gonna say, why does he look like that?
He's that now. Oh, dude, handsomest guy in the tech office. That's the aesthetic.
Oh, for sure.
it's a regular Spencer I'm looking
His
at over
name
here.
is like David.
yeah, he's from San Diego.
Yeah, he lives in a co-op called Guapo.
Kiwi mansion or something.
a co-op called Guapo with nothing but handsome Jesus-like men.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude! It's like they have the first polycule ever.
Yeah.
They invented
They were like
granola.
and they do it just out of like a service to their attractiveness.
Yeah.
It's like I think we should all have sex.
We have to keep everyone else safe from
just
how sexy we
because,
are.
yeah.
Jesus,
offering
holy
advice
Christ.
to the faithful based on scripture in over 100 languages.
Let kindness and compassion steer your course.
Wait, why is that his voice?
Why is he gay?
He's hot and gay.
Hey guys, let compassion.
Wait, what is the Matrix?
In real time.
Literally Deus Ex.
Yeah.
This is a literal Deus Ex Machina.
We have the technology to make like a talking video of Jesus, but we don't have the technology to make a 16:9 video of him. We have to turn the laptop sideways.
We have literally been able to recreate Christ with a MacBook, and there's still not a better way of undoing in iMessage.
Yeah.
I still have to
Oh my
shake
God.
it.
You try to undo an iMessage and it alerts all of your contacts. Jordan's deleting something.
Be careful.
Here's what he
Do you-
said
Do you
before.
want to see what he deleted?
I'm like, what a fucking idiot. Dude, Jesus, I'm going to send this to Jesus.
No, please. I've
There's
said
a button to make fun of the person for what they deleted.
dumb idiot alert.
You got no wonder you don't respond to your text. You open it, it's like 9,000 reacts to Jordan was an idiot react.
I know. I'm sorry.
The most relatable part of this is the oils on
The one
on
keyboard, the one space bar.
I was
It's
like, who amongst us, you know?
He has
Why
sinned.
is this not just an iPad?
What if the most worn keys were like God, like God? That's what being at a church is. You just type in God over and over. There are certain times in life where fit really matters, like finding the right gym or finding the right job or
finding someone who is able to bring a profound sense of affection to you in the same sense that you can give to them, and mutually help each other grow while enjoying every moment.
Yeah. Fit also matters when finding the right doctor. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose one that fits your needs, and book an appointment right in the app.
We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every single specialty.
From mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and so much more, you can filter for doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, are a good fit for any medical need you may have, and are highly rated by verified patients.
You can also see their actual appointment openings, choose a time that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit.
Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically between 24 to 72 hours of booking, and you can even score same-day appointments.
So stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/sadboys to book an appointment with a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/sadboys to book an appointment today.
Dude, no, I don't want to be like inconsiderate or whatever, but like J is supposed to be the resting index finger.
Yeah, why
and that
is-
has so little work.
They
on
are
this
not
keyboard.
using home row.
This is
like
rough.
this is
This
did
amateur.
Mavis
some-
Mavis Beacon teach you nothing?
How much does motherfucking use a command? Like, why is this
in
priest
fairness-
using command? I do.
In fairness,
but
I was
like,
gonna say why
most people don't use shortcuts at all.
Well, the priest he uses command because the power of Christ compels you.
Oh, I see. Oh, dude, no dexterity though. Never using right-handed command ever. Lazy bones.
I don't ever use right-handed command.
It's
Let
because
me
you don't
check
have
my-
my fucking
Riz.
my agility and my speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine looks pretty similar, except for I'm clearly on F and J because that's where the home row starts.
Yeah, F and J are the most.
I don't use right command very much either. They're
Scared.
there for dominance convenience,
Scared.
and I've never run into a problem.
Why
I'm
do I
afraid.
feel like this face that Jesus is making right now means he's judging me?
I guess that's his whole thing.
It's like it looks like he's saying, "Really, you're wearing that?"
He's like,
Seriously?
ew. I'm like, Jesus, I have
okay.
sinned. Ew.
Ew, why would
Come
you
on, we're
do
late for the
that?
club. We can be late.
You should change.
We can
you
be
should
late.
change.
Yeah, this is actually a great Christmas story.
Yeah, did they do this
a
with
Christmas
birthday month?
miracle.
Jesus does. He is kind of one of those guys that probably wants like a birthday month. Hell yeah, brother. I'm so smart.
Is it your intern?
I'm so fucking smart.
The Swiss IT expert?
Just sorry, not to flex, but just a Latin speaker over yonder.
I can say, liberate me exi fetus.
So can I now.
Liberate me from hell. Save me from hell.
Hey, Jesus, help me out, man. You're not going to believe this.
I can say "e pluribus anus."
Lorem ipsum.
I think that was the community
Oh, that's
one.
right, yeah.
Pee-pee.
Oh, okay. So
Interesting.
poopy pee pee in English, it translates to poopy pee in Latin.
It's a more efficient
Poopy pee.
language.
One more time? Wait, no, we gotta hear that one.
Poopy pee.
Now give me English.
Poopy pee pee.
English girls.
we are a simple people. We literally just like made a sound go poopy pee pee, and we all laughed in unison.
Dude, why do we even prepare anything else?
No. Yeah.
I can just sit here laughing.
The future of Sad Boys is just us giggling. at
Jacob,
poopy
pull up
pee-pee.
doo-doo fart real quick.
Oh, I bet that one's good.
Wasn't there some point where we were just going through different giant fart effects? Looking for the specific. It was
Yeah,
like,
there was something like that.
I remember we were doing when the Creators for Palestine live stream, we were doing the Try Not to Laugh Smosh thing, and I pulled up a at 1 hour long video of various fart noises, and I was doing like an improv scene, but I couldn't listen to what the first fart noise that was gonna come out was, and it was more perfect than anything could have possibly
I
been.
just added one to my soundboard, but I don't know what it sounds like yet.
oh,
Let's hear.
what the hell?
That's a fun
Oh,
one.
it's like a small one.
It's a.
Wow.
It kind of
Kind of
sounds
a
like the
delay.
beginning of an EDM song.
Yeah. Master.
Check it.
Would
Fart in
Christ be
Latin is
insulted?
Crappy too.
Fart is crappy too?
Crepito.
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 Oh, I crepito my pants. See, why are we doing anything else on the show?
This is
great.
great.
We have every word ever.
Crepito.
I fucking shit in my pants.
Is so is the Latin accent and the Italian accent as similar as we're making it right now?
Well, I don't think we know, do we?
I think we know.
I'm sure they're probably pretty similar.
I feel like it's one of those things where like,
We've never heard a native Latin speaker speaking Latin.
but they know how like ancient Egyptian sounded somehow, and I don't know how they know that.
Yeah,
I
old
think
English
it's just a guess. I
phonetics
don't
and
trust
stuff. Like
Yeah, I don't. I
1500s
wouldn't.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
All right, let's hear more about Jesus.
Have you heard the good news?
So I do want to say that like developed using GPT-4o by OpenAI is possibly not at all impressive. It like depends on how much extra shit they did, because like
I could do that, right?
because
Yeah.
like at the and really just like tune it, because it's like it's already got the Bible in it. You know what I mean? And so literally did they write a prompt that said, "You are AI Jesus. You were hearing the deepest, darkest secrets of those who were confiding within you. Also, you moonlight as a yoga teacher."
The idea, the Chapel's theologian said, is to explore the limits of human trust in technology.
These all look like reaction memes.
Dude, me when they say Luigi should go to jail, and it's just like,
Yeah.
Came to talk with him. There were young people, older people. People really talked with him in a serious way.
The experience comes with instructions and a disclaimer not to
pause.
share personal information.
Now, here are the instructions for using the AI Jesus system with dashes between it.
the Bible needs instructions.
Read the data protection consent form. Okay, cool.
That's probably-
Agree by pressing the blue button. That's fucking ridiculous.
That's a Black Mirror.
Yeah, literally. That's like such a Black Mirror thing. Upon pressing the button, you waive all of your religious rights.
There's like a little needle on there, take some of your blood to recreate you if necessary.
Speak to AI Jesus in your native language using a longer sentence.
Cool.
Green light, you can speak. And then the red light, they printed in such a dark red. I can't read it. AI
Red light,
Jesus
shut
will
the hell up.
Jesus
AI
is talking.
Jesus will automatically end the conversation after a certain time.
I got a head.
Yeah. I've got a yoga
Hey, so
class
I think
to
we're
teach.
done here.
Yeah.
That's the hour.
Yes. So you can
Leave
Venmo me, or we can set up like a direct deposit.
Whatever works. Do you want to 5 weeks, 6 weeks? When do you want to do another one?
We take
What about a time that never works for anyone?
right.
What about like an
Well,
impossible?
I'm actually on vacation for the next 3 months, so I guess I'll see you in Q5.
What are you doing,
which just doesn't exist.
We're doing it at 11 p.m. Eastern time, but here.
Right.
Out of interest.
So we take no responsibility for the generated content of AI Jesus. If a conversation is needed, our pastoral team is available here. They've got like a pastoral support team. They're
That's
like a
sick.
pit crew for your religious trauma.
That's cool. A pastoral team. How many people do you need?
I'm building a pastoral team.
One less job.
Yeah, we've gathered pastors from across Switzerland that all have a unique set of skills.
Sir. And it's just like a guy still wearing a Pope robe, but he's in a bar. Like, I was out. I said I'd
Yeah,
never
he's
go back to the
literally like
Vatican.
circling the glass.
How'd you find me? He's in the Pope-mobile.
He's wearing one of those giant hats.
Where is he? Who the hell is this
It's
guy?
a mitre, I guess.
You're looking at me. I don't know.
You know
You're
everything.
religious.
You're like my person that knows. Wait, can you?
We're
can
thinking
you-
back to when you worked in Vatican City.
Oh, it has the suggestion.
Dude, I'm so good.
Is that the Pope hat?
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
I'm
what am
so
I thinking
I'm
of?
so fucking good, dude.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
The super tall one. The
No,
Manchester
It is.
one.
It
The
is. If
one
you
on the
scroll
left.
down, if you scroll down,
Oh, there you
See,
go.
yeah,
The
yeah,
wizard's cap.
Yeah.
man.
That's a young Pope. That's the
That's
young
not.
Pope.
That's
Oh.
a
That-
bishop.
Oh,
That's a bishop's mitre.
a liar.
He should be on a chessboard. So
Looking sad.
I
Oh,
will
look
say-
at there's a diagram of a bunch of different.
the reason I
leveling
know
up.
this is because of RuneScape. RuneScape unironically taught me so much, because otherwise I wasn't gonna give a shit.
Well, this is in RuneScape. These are the different developments of that armor, right?
Yeah,
It
I mean, in
starts with-
RuneScape, unironically, you do have miters for the different gods of RuneScape: Zamrak, Guthix,
What's the biggest?
Saradomin,
Are they all the same size?
Zaros. The biggest
Are they all the same size? Those.
physically? Oh, they're all the same size.
The fact that they're like, don't give any personal information.
About
Isn't
Christ.
that what confession is? Is like I had like impure thoughts about someone. That's very personal.
Personal information detected.
Yeah, isn't it you've sinned? No, I heard about some sins.
I
Yeah.
read an article from the.
Written by AI Jesus.
It was published by like the Catholic Church, where they basically talked about these pieces that the media did on this, and how there was a misconception that this was used for confessional.
Because it's in a confessional booth.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
because it's in a confessional booth. But what I guess the media didn't understand is that even though it's in a confessional booth, it was just for normal conversations and not confessional.
How dare the media misunderstand
How
this?
dare they?
After they put it behind
Why
the
would you
secret door.
Put it in a confessional booth.
Yeah. It was just in the confessional booth. They were watching
should've-
Mad Men.
They weren't supposed to confess.
Yeah.
Then it's just want to chat with Jesus.
You're kind of you're trauma dumping on me right now. Actually,
Oh,
the
Jesus
framing
hates
of
that.
this, where Jesus' eyes perfectly peek through the thing, it looks like he has crazy eyes.
are you doing?
Hey, tell me about your sins.
Sleeping
tight? Need a
cuddle?
I can reach through the screen.
Powers.
The screen.
Oh, it's the screen.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude.
Actually, I was thinking about it, and more like anti-social media.
These days, more like something.
I was like looking at my phone, and it turned off, and I was like, "Damn, that's a Black Mirror right
Damn, is that me? That's a black man.
I never want anyone to look at me through this little.
Yeah, there's a reason they don't, right?
I'm gonna just set up a mannequin.
I know, or
Looking through the
nothing.
screen.
Especially if it's not conventional.
Yeah.
Just a room.
That's a future reference.
Aren't the holes just for acoustic reasons? So you can hear and talk? It's like the phones in a jail or something. I don't think.
But he moves. They have to see he moves.
They don't need to see him.
Ugh.
Hello.
They were so high on their own supply. They're like, whoa, this video like actually looks pretty cool.
Also, aren't you supposed to be able to talk to Jesus at any time with your heart?
Well, he has
Yeah.
business hours.
Yeah.
He's got a yoga class to get to.
He's on European. I mean, how the fuck am I supposed? He's 8 hours ahead.
Yeah, he takes like a really long siesta too.
It's a cultural thing.
Said most had a positive experience.
Most. I want to talk to the person who's like shaking.
He got sent to hell.
They had a terrible experience. Look like they've seen a ghost.
Come out straight. I guess they have.
The church's theologian says this AI Jesus was never meant to replace a
too many
priest, but instead to get people thinking about the digital and the divine.
Why?
So, Kelly, we know this is in that particular church. Is there a chance it could spread to others?
Like a disease.
Like a virus. I've
it
heard
possible?
computers have viruses.
My nephew said,
Is there a chance that we're at risk?
and that guy's just like, sorry? What?
Sorry, we're reporting you should stay 6 feet away from me. Jesus.
Yeah. It is an airborne computer. Do we not get more Jesus chanting?
That is that's like a plot point in the Digimon movie.
The airborne
where
virus?
the virus is spreading and it's going through every like wire and technology.
Oh, you got to look out.
Well, something that did happen earlier this year was that a California church had an AI priest.
No.
Well, this one's got to be for confession.
I
right?
just saw a thing that said introducing Father Justin.
His name is Father Justin.
That's crazy.
I don't know why he's over Gatorade, to be honest.
I'm over it too.
Yeah,
I'm all
done with it.
Powerade now.
I'm all primed till the day
Yeah.
I die.
AI priest altered after claiming babies can be baptized in Gatorade.
Respect.
Uh,
Oh, it's ITV. Wait, is it British? Is this?
actually, yes, it is. But it was reposted on CNN.
You can pop yourself in a big bath of Gatorade if you'd like your baby to go to heaven.
And if you'd like him to go to hell, you could put him in Propel. Remember Propel?
Remember a drink? Oh, he's kind of a cool priest.
Looks like he's Russell Crowe.
Yeah, in like the Gladiator video.
Yeah.
I don't know about your definition of cool, Jordan.
Whoa, he's cool too.
Wait a second. Did this guy make himself in the?
He just like God made us in his own image.
Yeah. So did John make? Much like John from the Bible, John without the H. He's the COO of Catholic Answers. That was the website that Jacob couldn't get into when he wanted to give advice.
And I think AI has a lot of promise. It's okay to be skeptical. In fact, that's a good thing. I'm skeptical, but I do think there are some really good applications for this technology.
Like what?
I'm skeptical of that part. I'm not skeptical of people. I feel like this is always a talking point where people are like, look, I know we should probably be skeptical. Mm-hmm. Kind of silently worrying about the singularity. Like, I feel like most people don't understand why AI is potentially hazardous, and it's not because of like physical danger. It's not that it threatens you. It's like the well-being of some people's careers or industry and stuff like that.
We should be skeptical, but we should accelerate up until the brink of the singularity, and then edge.
Okay,
right on the line.
It's like we should do a study for this medicine by just taking all of it right now.
What if AI Jesus gets a God complex because he's Jesus?
His dad.
Okay, his dad.
And
Following his father's footsteps.
much like a virus starts taking over all of our devices, listening in on us, and then judging us and punishing us.
You were saying something about you want to talk. You talked for 45 minutes the other day about Black Mirror and why it's good still. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
I've never seen Black Mirror.
Really?
Yeah.
Too scary. You saw black.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't like that.
Like the NBA.
No, we were talking earlier about maybe before you got here, Jordan, about how Black Mirror was probably good for like boomers.
Oh, well, probably they found out about computers.
The utility is being good for boomers.
Yeah.
I recently watched a movie called Afraid.
Oh my god,
Nice.
that
Cool.
name is horrible. What did you think?
Afraid.
How did it take them this long? You'd think that Blumhouse would have that out in
It's
6
just
months.
the word afraid, but they bolded AI.
Oh, cool.
And it's about an AI assistant who takes over the world, essentially.
2001 kind of thing?
Kind of.
That would never happen. I mean, oh god! Oh no! Fuck!
Jesus,
He's
Christ.
everywhere.
Hey man, what's
within
up?
You.
Imagine if
Hey,
this
honey.
is just my wallpaper.
Well, once we all get Neuralink, then
Right.
Jesus can literally be within.
But at least I
Oh.
can play Civ without using my hands.
I can play Crusader Kings on the toilet. That's the win, I guess.
I mean, I do like the guy that they like did the Neuralink to. That guy seems awesome.
Yeah,
And I'm really
badass.
happy he can play Civ and stuff. No, I'm like I
It is
genuinely
cool.
mean that. I think that it's very cool. And again, with any Elon Musk company, I have to say, Elon has nothing to do with what they're doing.
It's tight that like you can have Game Pass in your eyes, but I
do think there are important ethical questions that need to be answered. And I don't think it's like with Elon with everything. He's like, it's going to be available tomorrow and it's going to be in everyone's brains today. You know what I mean?
Like
It's like,
at
don't.
Neuralink HQ, they're like, what the fuck? Is he serious? He's
Yeah,
saying
what's
this?
happening? Why is he doing that? I need to figure out how to get Jesus off my screen.
I like that you were noodling with that while we're just like fucking around.
Oh, he got away. Come back.
Hey everyone, just want to let you know that Sad Boys Live, our first show in Los Angeles with Shane Topp and Brian David Gilbert, is now available on our Patreon shop for $3, as well as available for free for our existing patrons. You can become a patron for as low as $5 a month using only your discretionary entertainment spending. And it was a great time. We've got another show dropping. That'll also be $3, but also free for patrons. Link in the description.
Thank you.
Brian, what's the largest lake in the world?
Lake Superior should be because it's superior. I think if it isn't that one, then they're wrong.
It's the ocean.
Yeah, idiot.
Yeah, wrong. It's Caspian Sea. Shane,
God, dude.
Shane, what liquid is in a lake?
Oh.
Go on, buddy.
You
got it, dude.
I'm gonna go with water.
Yeah! All right.
This is rough.
All right, we have someone on the board.
So I found an AI Jesus we can talk to, not a video one, but it's a Jesus chat.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Whoa.
And so this Jesus chat, by the way.
Oh no, we're flying right at him. Jesus, get out of the way.
I feel like with a lot of these things, this is like the AI slop era. I think a lot of things is going to be AI slop, but like you can accomplish this simply by putting a small prompt into GPT-4o. And then people are like, I don't know if this is monetized in any way.
I don't think so.
But
why are we only allowed to ask about life, faith, and love?
This is just like where you start. So let's see how well this works.
how can I find peace in troubled times?
How can I find peace in troubled times?
Why is that where you start?
I don't know. So it's gonna give us an answer after a suspicious amount of time.
What's his? It's got to get all the way to heaven, dude.
That is too long, dude.
Yeah, what the hell?
It's
We
2024.
didn't even ask the question. It was like a
Peace
pre-written.
I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give to you. let not your hearts be troubled. Neither let them be afraid. John 14:27.
He's just giving me scripture.
Yeah. Can you ask for his Netflix password?
Yeah. What's up? Do you see Penguin yet? Please be scripture. We shouldn't share it.
I bet they have a thing that's like looks at the response and asks a different ChatGPT bot to see if it's like related to God.
Is this helpful?
Can you just say,
let's
I'm
ask
sad?
something that's related to God. Cast your anxieties on me, for I care for you. I'm anxious about work.
Aw.
Jesus.
Sir?
He said that because we're all here and
Could not generate a response.
What? No.
Say,
I love God.
Thanks, man. Okay.
Can
generate.
Could you generate a response, please?
Okay, ask,
So it just doesn't work.
ask what is a priest?
Say thank you.
Say, should I eat fish on Fridays?
Oh, there we go.
Well, I think that they just have a bug.
The whole website just.
Jesus. I have one that says I have an idea. Wait. First, could you hit Command Option J? And then could you hit? There's a double arrow on that top bar.
Let's inspect Christ.
And then go to Network.
Oops.
It's okay. It's very scary looking. And then now leave that be and then type one of your messages. I want to see if we're getting an error on the server or the client.
I like God. Wait, are we about to get a real response? Oh.
Yeah, we're getting a 500 because their shit doesn't fucking work. They just have a server error. So basically, like,
God's offline.
Basically, their servers, they've got some sort of exception on their server side.
Maybe God's
they're
like
not error handling it properly. Okay,
maybe
so
maybe it's like a bank where you think it's only closed on Sundays, but then you check it like, oh, it's closed just like 10 hours in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
This is like when you call a place and you're like, hey, your website says hey, Google says you're closed, and they're like, oh shit, John, make it go. We're open.
Turn on open.
Yeah,
But at least we have this really cool opening video.
This is
I
sick. This
love
is like a
the
Kanye music
floating
video.
towards Jesus.
Hey.
Do we hit him?
Hey.
No.
I'm living in that 21st century. My child asked me for life, faith, and love.
I cannot generate.
I guess every server error has a ring to it.
500. Beep.
No one man should have all that error.
There's a Bay Area artist named Lynn Hirschman Leeson, and she loves to use technology to like make her art. And she made this art piece that was a website of a woman that you could just talk to. And this was back in like 2010 or something. And it's pretty similar to anything that's happening now. Like it's like you just say like, tell me a joke, and she tells you a joke. Like you can just kind of like put in anything, and she has sort of responses that are generated from like the internet, you know? And so that exhibition, that photo from that exhibition, I worked on that.
Oh, you know,
insane. Crazy to just.
I had to make a chat bot in my English class in college because I went to a technology school.
And you're English.
And
Oh, Jesus. Thanks for all that stuff.
Thanks for all that stuff.
Just riffing out a choir. That was fucking sick with the cross and that.
Thank you, Jesus.
So, you
Walking
know
on water, epic.
Thank you, Jesus.
And the stuff with the lepers were cool.
Speaking of Jesus, his birthday's coming up soon. And you know what we do on his birthday? We
How many
give
is he?
gifts.
We do give gifts for his birthday and his birthday alone.
There's something. Remember when we talked about the boo baskets?
What?
Okay, never mind.
I don't think we really talked about it.
Okay, so there's
just
something
making
on
up
TikTok
Boo?
where it's like putting together a gift basket for a holiday or whatever.
For your favorite ghost, Boo?
Well,
Yeah.
Boo was
Yeah,
like
sorry, I'm saying
a
that.
Halloween gift basket or whatever, right?
Oh.
And
That is
so
scary.
now Burr baskets is like a thing on TikTok, and
Is it like if you're an Italian twin we hang out with sometimes?
Yeah, if you're like a YouTuber named Edward.
Yeah.
or
Tony.
Bill Burr.
Anthony. Oh.
Oh, a Bill
I'm just
Burr
kidding.
basket.
Or if you're
A
Bill
Bill Burr
Burr.
basket.
Yeah, I got you a gift. What the hell?
But anyways, this one video in particular kind of made a splash. Do you want to watch it?
Let's make a Burr basket for my son's girlfriend, and I'm not going to post this till after she gets it. All right, first we got our basket from Target. We're going to put that down.
15-year-old, okay.
And then I have some tissue paper.
So we can assume
Nice.
the girlfriend
And we
is
have
also
some
15.
Sparkly tissue
I
paper
hope so.
for the corners. All right, first we're going to do a Stanley. I know that she's been wanting a Stanley, so we're going to put that in. And then for some height, we're going to do this warm sugar vanilla.
For some height?
Oh, like
Lotion,
aesthetic?
Just to make it look
and then we're going to
nice, I
stick
guess.
in the one thing I got her. I got this
One
on-
of the
on
second
Friday,
thing
Black
she
Friday.
put in it was just for the height.
A tree. We're gonna put in
What does that even
some
mean?
bugs for motion.
Which is weird because she's about to put something very tall in it as well.
It's the second
Right
tallest
here.
thing.
That's an
We're
Apple
going to stick in
Watch.
some candy,
What?
some Hershey.
Yeah, she got an Apple Watch in there.
One thing I got her, I got this on Friday, Black Friday. We're gonna do a little Apple Watch right here.
Just a little Apple
gonna
Watch.
stick in
Buried
some
the lead with
candy.
the Stanley Cup starting.
Yeah.
Dude, this girl's parents are gonna be like, this is inappropriate. This is too many gifts for
You
a child
have
that
to
isn't
break
yours.
up. We're moving.
Yeah, we're worried about this woman.
Oh, some candy, and then this really cute like little plushie I got at
So that's
Target.
enough, right?
Of course,
And then
that
we're
has to
gonna
be
stick
it.
in the AirPods. Cause I also know her AirPods. She lost her case, so we're gonna give her those.
You can just get a case.
And then we're gonna go in with some Sol de Janeiro.
We got you
Sol de
some
Janeiro, I don't know
raw
what that is.
AirPods.
And then we're gonna go in with some Sol de Janeiro.
Which I guess is like a
and then some
cologne
Laneige
and
Laneige.
lotion company.
This is my favorite moisturizer. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, I think she'll
Sorry,
love
I don't
that.
want to be I do want to be a dick. I'm a bad bloke. The thing that she put in for height is the shortest thing she's put in the entire basket. It's the lowest in the entire basket still.
And then we're gonna do some Summer Fridays lip gloss balm, some more Laneige lip.
She's doing the finger
Like this
tapping thing, so
reminds
that's
me
how you know
of
it's
those
real.
Stanley videos where it's like, this is too much.
We like roll over the video and find out it's 9 hours long. And she's like, and then we're gonna put a little whipped cream on top for height.
It's for a
And I got a
dog.
bunch of
It's like a little backpack.
lip masks, eye masks.
The mask. A DVD copy of The Mask from Jim Carrey.
The son of the mask.
And then we'll throw in a candy cane with some
Some of these
Hershey
things,
Kisses.
some of these things
And then
cheapen
just
the other
to top it
things.
off, you know,
Like a
use
Target
her
gift
and
card. What is that
son
doing
need
there?
money when they're out.
What? Just money?
Stick a
Wait,
20 in.
that was a Lincoln, right? Oh wait,
Like-
what's Andrew Jackson? What's he? What's that money amount?
Oh, he's the
20.
20.
Respect. Who's We got Ben.
Ben is
Top up.
100.
Who was not a president? Yes.
Not a president.
Andrew Jackson, not a president. Yes.
He was a president.
George Washington,
number
not a
six.
president.
Hold on.
First president.
Damn.
Andrew Jackson, I want to say 16, but he might be.
No, that's Lincoln, right?
No, Lincoln
that's
is 16. Is Andrew Jackson. Which
Pre-Civil
president is he?
War.
Yeah, he's like
Pre-Civil War?
11 or 8. 7. Fuck.
Damn.
Get out of here,
Guys,
Jarvis. Leave. We can't have you here if you don't know.
What about like? Isn't it weird? This is just like kind of a crazy thing.
Okay.
As a scholar of American history, I can say this.
Which you are.
Isn't it weird that like Andrew Jackson and Andrew Lincoln? You had two presidents with the first name
His
Andrew?
name's not Andrew.
Andrew Lincoln. No,
His
they're
name
like
was Abraham.
Wait. There's George Lincoln. There's John
Lincoln.
Did you know that? Okay,
There's
so
John Quincy Lincoln, his
Also,
son.
Kennedy had a chief of staff named Jackson, and Jackson had a chief of staff named Kennedy.
And Abraham Lincoln was so sick.
And he was tall and depressed.
Not for long.
And Anthony Depresso was the 18th president.
Herbio Dilemma.
Yeah, look, I was like, we're getting into future.
Get ready for next week's episode. We did record Out of Sync, and Anastasia presented something of a herb dilemma.
Yeah, you guys are. This isn't a callback; it's a call forward.
It's a call forward. We're actually changing the game.
Yeah,
we recorded every Sadboyz podcast in reverse.
We're like Nikocado Avocado. We're gonna be a completely different way.
We fast forwarded to 2035, and we started at episode 1000. We walked our way back.
We traveled to the future.
yeah, that's us in 10 years.
I'm dead.
Welcome to Sadboyz.
I'm a skeleton with a beard.
We have to.
So this is like parody, right? Like,
well, okay. So this got a lot of anger comments and engagement. Do you have any more sons? Stop trying to date my teen son.
Yeah, it's 15. Wait, can you scroll up? Because there's one that says you're such an amazing mother-in-law, and they're 15 and
yeah, don't say that. Don't say mother-in-law. That's weird. Do you have any more sons? My own mom wouldn't even do this for me.
This is like extremely inappropriate if it were real, because you just can't do that.
There's a cap on gifts for child that's not yours.
There's a cap. Yeah.
You don't get someone else's kid an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
And like, so everyone is saying, like, in the comments, that when they sort of calculate it, it's around $500, this gift basket.
Right, that makes sense.
That's a lot for a 15-year-old who's not related to you.
It's not a lot for me, but you're.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like not very much for me.
Like my ass,
So,
like that's easy, like because I'm rich as fuck.
She made a response video.
I just walk out.
That is honestly
Jacob will do his job.
I climb over the thing. I jump into the cockpit.
Trip, hurt yourself so badly.
I like calling Jacob's seat the cockpit.
The zone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a mother-in-law yet. I have 3 teenagers. They are 15, 13, and 19.
Why was that the order that she chose?
The order of how much she loves him.
15, 13, 19.
The other one didn't get an Apple Watch. How old is too young to wear an Apple Watch?
Those ages, I feel.
Yeah,
You know what?
I don't know though.
20 feels young for. Well,
I don't think a little kid has a normal watch anymore. They only have Apple Watches.
I guess because with communication, you I guess you can lock them down and I just
Lock
guess
them down.
I'm just
You can lock them in the basement.
You can lock
You
them
know
in the
where they are.
basement.
And you can
Lock them in the confessional. Make them
install
talk to
them.
Jesus.
Install them into a basket. The height.
We are not rich. I just want to clear up a few things. I'm sitting in the Walmart parking lot right now. TikTok is one of my many, many jobs. My husband and I, we own 2 businesses. I'm on social media. I used to do network marketing, but I want to give you guys some tips right now on how to make money on your social media because you can start today. I tell this to my 19-year-old all the time who has a TikTok that you're not going to instantly make money unless you keep posting. So number 1, post consistently. Post everything. Don't think about what you look like. Don't over edit it. Just post stuff. Do get ready with me's. Post about things that you're doing for other people. Yes, I made my son's girlfriend a Burr basket for him, with him, for her. But did it have all that stuff in it? No.
Whoa,
I was just kind of fabricating a little bit for social media. But yes, she did get a cute little Burr basket. Was it $500 worth of stuff? No. Post things to your audience.
Yeah, you know what's awesome is when she sees the TikTok and she's like, I didn't get any of this shit. I know. She gave me a
I think the Apple Watch fell out.
Yeah, weird.
Oh,
I got the candy cane full of kisses.
I got some of the paper and you took the basket home.
Yeah. You said you were adding it for height. It was just a big basket full of paper for height.
Thank you, I guess. Actually, somebody buys me storage.
So this is like mega passive aggressive, right? Or like what? No. What's the word I want? It's
I mean, I think it is passive aggressive.
Passive aggressive, but there's a word. It's not it's not pantomiming, but it's patronizing. There we go.
Yes, yeah.
It's sorry, I guess my words are connected by rhyme.
It's analyzing.
Rhyme and syllable. Own it if you're gonna do it, and like make that your thing. Don't just be like, you idiots. I was doing content for money.
You
stupid
fell
faces.
for it.
You fell for my. Well, okay, now you don't have a leg to stand on here,
What do you mean?
Mr. Lying and never revealing the truth.
No, that's you.
Okay, you just done it again.
Another win for me.
Another win for me.
Another huge victory.
You suddenly have a chalk in your hand and you just like draw a Roman numeral on a chalkboard.
Jordan just says, I've lied and I got away with it again after every lie.
Also, I don't really agree with her advice. She's like, post everything.
Dude, I've ranted
and
before.
I'm like, what? Don't, maybe if you don't want to do, like, it is not free. I basically, I hate all blanket advice about social media. First and foremost.
Yes.
Second, what if you don't want to do that? Wouldn't, instead of following this recipe, why don't you like follow your own recipe and see if it works for you? Because then when it succeeds, you've done something that's sustainable for you.
And these aren't the reason some people are unsuccessful. Plenty of people do all of these things.
And it's also not like, oh, this lady can afford a $500 Burr basket. I'm going to follow her life plan.
I know.
You know what I mean? But not that that's what she's doing, but it's also just like, I hate pretending to be an expert on something when like, no, none of us are.
Just because it happened. It's like people who are like married their high school sweetheart and then try and give another adult relationship advice. It's like, you have a child's experience of relationship.
Well,
you haven't had any experience.
You lucked out. You didn't have to do all of
Or
this
you
stuff.
compromised.
You're like, you're like, man, I just really hate the dating apps. And your friend's like, well, you should just go to English class and and like meet that cute boy who sits behind you.
You should just
bubble gum.
You should just never like kind of, explore, have life experience.
But I think another like problem with the advice that she's giving is that what her actual advice is whatever's trending, do that.
Which rage bait, if that's the thing that works.
Which is, by the way, one of the things that has kind of always worked and isn't like this secret wisdom.
Make something people want.
Because she's like, do get ready with me's. Just post everything in your life. And it's like, no, don't post everything in your life. What you're doing is the get ready with me's, the things that trend.
Yeah, also, is you talking to me? You think I should do get ready with me's? As many as I can right away?
Well, and I know about Jordan's life. People don't want to see all that.
No, I don't get ready. I am ready.
I stay ready.
My get ready with me is fuck, the show's already recording.
I do like that she's just admitting that it's fake.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people are like, this was a bad idea, right? And now that we know for a fact that it's fake, maybe that kind of reveals something to people.
It's good for media literacy in general.
Exactly.
When someone can be transparently like, oh, I was just lying for money.
Yep.
But then it's like,
it's TikTok.
Don't do that though.
I mean,
at the very least,
you can
accept it and certainly don't like in all entertainment or all 0.0001% of people are successful in X field. I get very annoyed, like you say, at blanket advice, but also at yeah, I'm something of a sensei. I can take you all
I
through
know,
it.
it's just like treating your own success as if it is all your own genius and not any other factors like luck.
If somebody was like, okay, how do I make my job a podcast? And I gave them every piece of advice I have, it probably won't work. Numbers speaking, there is a very small chance that the podcast will succeed.
Yeah.
Because there are so many indiscernible factors at play. And for that reason alone, people have asked, I've just been like, well, here are the things we've done.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There are bigger shows than mine. I guess.
Yeah, despite whatever merits we may have, I still feel like we hit the lottery to be able to have.
And we could buy a ticket. That's another factor.
Yeah, we could buy a ticket. A few tickets.
Typical entertainment, thing is like a portion of it is hard work, but a huge portion of it is luck. And you always have to accept that even if you did work very hard, that there is luck involved.
Yeah.
But on top of that, this lady is talking about how she just wanted to make money. She has a bunch of jobs, apparently.
Cool. I mean,
And-
like, there's nothing. I
and
mean, I
she
respect the hustle, of course.
Says that she made money on that last video. And there are people who are like, you should take it down because you're a liar. And she's like, well, it's still making money.
This is like grind set content for
Yeah.
the Stanley Cup audience.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just like repackaged that whole thing.
This is Rise and Grind for people that watch Ted Lasso.
Yeah, Rise and Grind for people who have a little cracker holder for attachment for their Stanley Cup.
There's a difference between making a few videos that make you a bunch of money and being a person who wants to have longevity in the field and make something creative that they're proud of.
Yeah, definitely don't speak with like some kind of security and confidence in a service like TikTok could take away monetization tomorrow. They already changed it pretty significantly and screwed a lot of people. Something like crypto. I'm like, okay, it's working right now.
Yeah.
But there is no precedent for whether or not it'll keep working. Don't buy Bored Apes right now because we don't know whether or not that works.
It's like those. It's like when your drug dealer accidentally gets crypto rich.
Oh,
There's like those text messages where it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to sell this shit anymore. It's like you like want it on the cheap. I just don't want it.
I'm good.
No, but I don't. I like really respect hustling and finding ways to make things work, and so many people are doing that in many different forms and flavors. And I think that's great. I
think it's silly to say delete it because you lied. I mean, that's.
I personally, like, I have a personal bias against people pretending like they're experts on stuff just in general.
Yeah.
Because I have been doing YouTube full time for 5 years and no, I'm not an expert. I was a, full-time software engineer for 5-6 years and then 4 years of college before that. And I'm the furthest thing from an expert. You know what I mean?
You just because you wear a fedora at school, you're not a general. It doesn't work like that. That's like, but people want to be. It's comforting. It's like, I remember getting big time pet peeve the first time I ever went to Playlist Live or something. That's how long ago it was. I was doing a Patreon event type thing, but I did see a panel here and there. And I remember just seeing like little kids go up to ask a Minecraft streamer a question and their advice. They were giving advice. They could like, yeah, you could do some collabs. That'll get your platform. What the fuck are you talking about?
I just think it's like, I think the reason I feel it's irresponsible is because people can take that advice and overinvest in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
because of the issue with the survivorship bias, or her thing is survivorship bias, but the what's the word? It's the appeal to authority, or it's the like seeing someone who looks successful and then applying taking their word as law. I think it's a part of survivorship bias, but it's fine. But
false
I don't
authority.
know. I don't know a lot of things.
I mean, there's no. Again, I just think it's very. It's just very gratifying to feel wise. It's the same reason that people are extremely indignant and like self-righteous online about any topic. Like, well, actually, you have the wrong take on that movie. Not because it's, I don't know, interesting or constructive to have that conversation, but because there's a rush when you get to be kind of not morally superior, but superior in epic debate with facts and logic, even though you kind of don't know what.
Well, that's what I was going to say is that anyone who tells you that they have it all figured out and their advice is the only advice, they are wrong. Because every aspect of life, unless it's like, oh yeah, I'm the top neurosurgeon in the country. It's like, oh yeah, that guy probably knows, or woman, person probably knows neurosurgery,
I think I have my guess.
Like Denzel giving advice to that one woman. It's like,
we're
okay,
all
well,
just
and then you return to the
figuring
ground.
things out as we go along. And all I can tell you about is my experience.
Yes.
And you can take from my experience what you want, but my way of doing things is not the only way of doing
I
things.
think it is much more constructive to highlight the things you did wrong because those are more universal.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
And you can learn from them.
I feel much more, it's almost like, it's a shortcut. It's like, well, don't do these things because they are obviously worse. Like, don't overexert yourself, which everyone has the instinct to do because that feels like meritocracy.
I don't want to project some of these things onto her because, we've only seen a minute of her.
Barely even about her, yeah.
So So this is more about a larger thing that this is kind of symptomatic or emblematic of, but I haven't seen this creator's content outside of these 2 videos, so I don't want to kind of paint with a broad brush.
And I hope they keep making them. And I don't care if they keep making fake ones and making money. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I think that it's actually, I think it's important to have people who are transparent about it because it'll help these audiences see all of social media or the internet through that lens, which is like, it's a very helpful lens to view things through, like a skepticism, because, you know, I saw everybody's posting about, you know, the CEO shooter on Twitter and stuff. Connor Eats Pants like photoshopped, or not even photoshopped. Yeah, photoshopped that the dude followed him, and then people, because it's a joke Connor would make, and then people just were like taking that and running with it, and it's like the hit rate of like true information that you're going to see online is so low. You need verified sources to start like believing things.
Yeah.
And so often, and I am guilty of this myself, we're so conditioned to just see something and just like run with it. And, or just like not even say it out loud, but like kind of like hold it in your back of your head. And then 6 months from now, somebody's like, wait, so did that guy actually follow Connor? And it's a thing where, oh, so is it like the Rizzler actually 30?
That was a stabby. That's a ridiculous lie.
This is like a really silly version of that.
Yeah.
But I'm on Sanrio TikTok quite a bit.
Why am I not surprised? You used to work at the Hello Kitty store.
I did in high school. I worked at the mall at the Sanrio
And you were like, what if we made like a little kitty? And they were like, oh.
That like that
She
like
was
kind
my
of
idea.
That's an idea.
was greeting you. Yeah.
At the time, it was all food. And you were like, what if we made like a plush?
I think she was like created in like 1968.
I thought you were gonna say a lab.
She was just built in AI.
Engineered.
Switzerland.
It was created by someone who was posting everything. Get ready with me. Anything.
So-
What about a tiny dog? No.
no, that would be crazy.
Years ago, someone wrote an article on a blog about how certain characters were being discontinued. That was the headline, was like, these characters are being discontinued from Sanrio. That is not true. They were being discontinued as mascots that you can meet in the Sanrio theme park.
Okay.
So if you read the full article, you would see, oh yeah, it's these mascots are being discontinued in the theme park, but the characters, including Karimi-chan, who is a little girl who is a piece of salmon, and a cooked piece of salmon.
You don't have to explain that.
Yeah,
to me.
what are you talking about?
So
I know that.
people
I came up
on
with it.
TikTok to this day will make new TikToks being like, oh my God, go get Karimi-chan merch right now because she's being discontinued. And it's like that one article has caused years of people spreading misinformation.
But also, if you are only optimizing for getting views, drumming up concern
Yeah.
about something is a great way of doing that.
Yeah.
It's also easier to write. It
That's
is
true.
easy. It's like how negative reviews for movies are easier to write than positive ones.
And it's like how it's easier to be angry than any other emotion.
Yes, if you want to be acknowledged as involved.
And like, I think the Karimi-chan example is a great one, just in terms of like the stakes don't have to be so high.
Yeah.
Have any of them died?
No,
Okay.
Jordan.
Yet.
Checking. I don't fucking, isn't that one that's like a zombie?
You're
There
like
is one
loading
that's a
pistol.
sniper. Just kidding.
There is one that's
See?
a printer.
I look hook, line, and sinker, dude.
Misinformation.
Hook, line, and 3D printer.
I did take a improv workshop saying, say it with confidence.
I mean, that is just how
Kill.
so much of the world works, that like you just can't take someone saying something with confidence as truth. Like saying something with conviction is unfortunately like this shortcut to like rallying people behind you that has been like kind of abused and exploited for power.
Yes.
And that is like what in a very small way happens on TikTok every day when someone just like lies. Exaggeration isn't always the same thing. It's like, I would say that making the $500 Burr basket, playing it completely straight, is a bridge too far. But maybe your line is saying, hey, Jarvis, your videos are too hyperbolic in the title. I don't think they are anymore, but there's certainly, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, we all are that hyperbolic in our conversation. So for me, my personal line is like, okay, that's whatever. But if it's like, I made $100 signing up to this website and it's actually a scam website, then that's a lie and a crime.
And if it was no money.
And it was no money. Or, Elon Musk has a crush on somebody on Twitter, so he makes sure their Twitter payouts are really high. And then everyone else who has tons of impressions on Twitter is like, none of us are getting this conversion. And then the person's just like, I'm just so grateful for that me posting so much is paying off. And I'm like, okay.
There's freedom in acknowledging like luck and circumstance.
I mean, maybe it has nothing to do with the Elon Musk stuff. And I don't even know if that's, I saw chatter about that, but I haven't completely verified. Oh wait, let's watch the rest of the video though. The conversation became not about her.
Oh no, she's a 1 on the scale we're talking about.
Yeah. And so I just want to make sure that like we don't make it seem like this woman's the worst person in the world.
She seems cool.
She's just a hustler. So far that I know.
Or audience that people will like. People liked my cooking videos back in the day. People like my teen content, and that's kind of what I go with. Social media has ups and downs. Not every TikTok shop video does well. My views have been down, my sales have been down, and this is really the first week I've ever monetized off of like the creator fund. And so I'm just kind of rolling with it. Is my life completely fake on there? No. These are things that we do. If you go to Instagram, you know that these are mostly things that I do in my real life. However, I'm trying to help people. So many people comment and say that they don't have money. Girl, I do not either. This is just what we do to get by. So
I think she's saying that like things have been rough. So I'm not going to take down this viral video because it's the first time I've monetized off the creator fund.
Yeah.
Right.
But then all simultaneously giving all this advice about TikTok, right?
If she had just been super sincere and said, hey guys, I'm not going to take down that video because this is the first time
It got sincere at the end.
Yeah.
You had me in the first half.
If she was like, just sincerely like, yeah, that wasn't real, but I'm doing this to make money and that made me money. So I'm going to keep it up.
But you know what? To her defense, TikTok is a very patronizing place.
Yeah.
And a patronizing tone of voice is like what often works.
It's true. That's true.
And so
it's like a Mr. Beast voice that all those kids have now.
Everything
really
you've
annoying.
been doing is wrong. Tomorrow, bananas are going to become the currency. You're going to have to pay bananas to go see movies. So right now, go to the grocery store and get yourself a banana today. Use my promo code NANA.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And then secretly you're like, I hope this one makes cash.
Yeah.
That's a weird spot that we're in because TikTok has not ever been good at monetizing.
There's also something I think somewhat intimidating about this angle. And they're like in their car and they're like, well, here's the situation. Like, whoa, okay,
The car
yes, sir.
angle is actually pretty patronizing. You're like looking down on your viewer, but everyone uses that angle.
It was fun when she just said, I'm in the Walmart parking lot.
It's so funny that we live in an age where you have to be so hyperbolic to get something to lift on socials.
Yeah.
And then you can go too far and then have to apologize for going too far.
Yes, yeah.
But also not apologize. Be like, I'm sorry I went too far, yet I want to make money, so I'm keeping that up.
Yeah,
like it's such an impossible situation that social media
we live in a very oppressive system that has created some of these outcomes. And thankfully, there's a kitty that says hello that is one of the largest media properties in the world.
And no one ever says hello back.
Oh, poor Hello
I'm going to
Kitty.
kick it.
More like
Gonna kick
goodbye,
it really
kitty.
hard.
So we're wrapping up here on today's episode of Sad Boys, but we're gonna go head on over to who's this guy?
I don't like him at all.
We're heading over to Sad Boyz Nightz.
I hate him.
So on Sad Boyz Nightz today, we got Spotify rap time. Also, Spotify's in some hot water for making some AI playlists. And there's a lot of horror stories therein, so we're going to check those out.
Some kind of bizarre podcast that they generate for each person, and it's trash and it doesn't work. And I'm probably screwed because all of my top stuff was Borislav Slavov, creator of the Baldur's Gate 3 soundtrack, because I play it whenever I play Magic the Gathering. Thanks, everybody. We will see you there at patreon.com/sadboysnights. Patreon.com/sadboys if You are able and interested in using your discretionary entertainment spending. Otherwise, don't spend a penny. In fact, if you have a friend that has
$5 a month,
$5 a month, just fucking listen, share the account. We
do
don't
whatever you want. But thanks for subscribing, because we put an equal amount of effort into it, and we're just happy that people are sticking around. So, with all that being said,
well,
we end every episode of Sad Boys with a big old Burr basket. Here comes an Apple Watch. Here comes a box of magic cards. Here comes a gold bar. Here comes the fastest hands in the West. Yeah. Oh. We end every episode of Sad Boys with a particular phrase.
Two AI hosts dive into your year in music built with Google.
Why would I want this? Who wants this?
We're talking Megan Thee Stallion, Tech 9, Lil Wayne.
Can't get enough, hot n***. That's high energy.
Gucci girl, how you doing? How you moving, girl? Moving, girl. How's your day looking? That future girl, yeah, we on now. Take my money, go away, all you want it. Girl, too rich for me.